So I've built a Totemic Mercenary Ballista build, really, so that you don't have to, my friends, and today I'll show to you what's good about it, what's not so good about it, where it can develop to become better and bearable, spoiler alert, on the battlefield. There is definitely future for it, and a few other insights, once again, so that you don't have to. Alright, let's begin straight away. So first of all, leveling a mercenary is a pain, in my humble opinion, unless you feel like rolling on the battlefield back and forth and making your life harder compared to other builds that I have experienced anyway, the most recent one being Infernalist Summoner Witch. If you feel like rolling around and relying on grenades, being like classic Grenadier build that everyone seems to make work somewhat in Path of Exile 2 these days, well, more power to you. I don't want to play like that. I don't want to roll around, I don't want to be a Grenadier like everyone else. I want to basically put my totems down, take a few steps back, and let these totems kill everything. That's my idea, so that's to start with. What am I setting off to do? That is what I'm setting off to do. There are only two types of ballista. There is a Ripwire Ballista that you get a little bit earlier, and then there is an Artillery Ballista, the meat and potatoes, or at least the conceptual meat and potatoes of this build, and you get it at level 31. So I have leveled to 31. Of course, it's not deep end game, don't even get me started on this. There is a concept in business out there, in case you don't know, which is called fail fast. Learn and fail fast. And this is not a full failure, by the way, it's a learning for me. Alright, Ripwire Ballista. Before you get to Ripwire Ballista and you even start testing ballistas, you can start leveling as a normal mercenary with your normal kind of crossbow and whatever else you're doing. Yeah, I personally was identifying as a witch, being a mercenary, okay? And I don't have anything to prove to anyone. It might be lol, it might be meme in your opinion, but it actually works rather well. So up to level about 30. At level 30, the damage output without any further investment into gear and into minion skills becomes a little bit hard to tolerate. Everything slows down to a crawl. You're kind of just hoping and praying that you get to that artillery ballista at level 31 without losing the will to play and live. Okay? But anyway, early on, especially in the game, leveling as a witch, really as a summoner witch, SRS, Summon Raging Spirits witch, is fine. The killing of the bosses is a lot easier than killing the bosses by rolling around them and trying to shoot them with your slowly reloading crossbow. That is a fact. That is a fact. So one thing that I can share with you straight away, even if you're not going for a ballista build, I honestly think, mate, consider early game like first 20-25 levels, and it lasts a long time, by the way, unless you're playing something IP like Ice Strike Monk that will get you to that level really fast. Here it's slow, rather slow, yeah, with mercenary. I reckon consider just identifying as a witch, seriously. Have your skeletons, have your arsonists, have your summon raging spirits running around with you. Invest into obviously the nodes, the passive skill tree nodes, where the minion damage is going to be increased. So you just search for minion skills on the passive skill tree, they will be highlighted to you, you pass through to them, and temporarily that's gonna be your build. At level 22 you can have Ripwire Ballista. I have switched to Ripwire Ballista temporarily to see how it plays, and it's fun in its own way. You summon 3 ballistas, they do a little bit of damage, not enough damage to kill the enemies, so they definitely are not something that's gonna carry you. However, they shoot these chains, and these chains stop enemies around you. It's actually a very good defensive mechanism that buys you the time to stop them as they're coming to you. They will just stand there basically, and you're going to use your normal explosive grenade, explosive shot, whatever your build really truly is, to dispatch of them. That's how you're going to level with Ripwire Ballista. But overall, I played with Ripwire Ballista for a little bit, between like level 22 and maybe 20-25 perhaps, but then I went back to Summoner build because Ripwire Ballistas are not outputting much damage. Any of the boosts to totemic damage didn't do all that much for Ripwire Ballista, and I just found it really slow and really like unenjoyable. Okay, so went back to Summoner build up to level 31. At level 31 I stopped and I switched to Artillery Ballista. Artillery Ballista is where we need to be. In my humble opinion, of course, once you augment your skill Artillery Ballista with more sockets, once you get it more support gems, once the ballista is shooting faster, is deployed faster, once you use all of those support gems, it probably will become bearable, in my humble opinion. So if you really are committed totemic player right now, I'm giving you a vector and you can tell me how you explore this and how that works out for you going forward. However, at level 31, you do see right now on the screen that ballistas are cool, they look alright, they do look like that totemic build, but they shoot really rarely, like really slowly kind of thing. They really are not carrying the brunt of the damage from you. You can't step away. They are augmenting your damage by being truly what the name says. They are artillery. They're shooting from the back, pew, pew, periodically, but they're not really that front totem that you can truly rely on. That is my finding. It's obvious. Like I said, I've done it so that you don't have to. So if you are, like me, holding on until level 31, which is a fair bit into this game, and thinking that your life is going to change, and that's when it kicks in, kind of similar to how you level to level 14 with the monk, and then at level 14 everything changes once you get Ice Strike. Like, the sun comes up, it becomes so much fun, it becomes so great. Here, unfortunately, I have to report to you that it is not the case. Save your time, invest into something different. That's an insight into mid-game Mercenary for you. Now, looking at the classes that have not yet launched. So we are in beta. Obviously, we only have a few classes and not everything is enabled. I am still putting it out there that I am going to go back to totemic builds once there is someone like Templar, Hierophant, anything that would truly allow me to have elemental damage based totems, where those totems are going to actually do something good. And when all those skills that I have shown to you, passive skill tree, when you start investing into totemic damage, I tried to boost the ballista, as you can see with my totemic kind of passive skill tree. I can tell you, with all of that investment, almost 100% of investment for Mercenary into the totem build damage, at least at level 31, nowhere near sufficient. And even if you and I right now look at this damage and say, okay, let's just speculate, Gyro, that you stick with it for another 15-20 levels and you continue investing into this. Let's even speculate that we're able to double the damage output that right now is happening on the screen for you somehow, through gear, through other points. Maybe you have a different pathing. I can't see how else you would have done it though. Let's just pretend that it doubles, which is a big assumption. I still think it's insufficient. I still think it wouldn't be sufficient to be a comfortable gameplay build of ballista-based Mercenary. So there you go. There is your slightly belated but well-meant report on my progress with my Mercenary. I was playing in the background, I had other things, I have other YouTube channels I'm running as well, which I'm sure you don't care about, but that is just more to let you know where I was. Of course, I'm still playing, but this slowed down for me, and this experiment was interesting in terms of learnings that I got, but I can tell you the best I can offer you here are these some insights that you might lift and use for your own build and think maybe, okay, Gyro went this way, I might not do this, but might do something different. So I hope it was useful in some way. But I don't think, honestly, it's a viable build for now. That's the end of the story, but I needed to give you the context before I made this harsh conclusion. How dare you say it's not a viable build? Well, now you know why I say that. I hope some of it was insightful and entertaining. If it was, as always, please give me a quick like, subscribe to the channel. More videos are coming, absolutely, at the pace of at least 1.5 videos per week. And I'll talk to you again very soon about the future of Path of Exile, because we are looking at a new Path of Exile 1, not League, but a special event coming. I have something to say about that if you're interested, so tune in for that video. And yeah, until next week, goodbye for now, have a great day wherever you are.